country.
McDuff is a professor of environmental education at Warren Wilson College and the author of Love Your Mother, a new book chronicling 50 women climate leaders, one in each of the 50 states. The book profiles some well-known researchers, like atmospheric scientist Katherine Hayhoe and marine biologist Ayanna Elizabeth Johnson. But it also includes stories of people like Jess Benjamin, a sculptor who makes art about water and drought, and Kendra Pinto, a clean air and water advocate from the Navajo Nation.
And so there's a lot of stories of grassroots community leaders that people may not have heard of. There are poets, there are community organizers, teachers, educators, students, farmers.
McDuff says this diversity is important. Each woman brings something unique to the climate movement.
The lesson to me was every one of us, there's an intersection with what our strengths are and what the world needs to confront the climate emergency.
Climate Connections is produced by the Yale Center for Environmental Communication. To hear more stories like this, visit climateconnections.org.
Support for KPFT and the Prison Show is provided by the Cohen Parole Law Firm. For almost 40 years, Gary Cohen has helped represent incarcerated individuals throughout Texas obtain parole and fight parole revocations. We protect those who have fallen short of perfection from the wrath of those who believe they have attained it. For more information about Gary Cohen and his associates, Alan Bennett and Gene Anthis, you can find it at the website, parolelaw.com. You may also contact them at 512-476-6201.
Listeners should be aware that the following program contains language and audio images which may be found disturbing and may not be suitable for your snotty-nosed little brat who probably cusses like a sailor behind your back anyway. Parental discretion is advised.
Daddy, I'm coming to see you at visiting hours next week. Mama ain't been doing too well, I'll tell you more when we speak. And Billy's loving high school. He's out there blocking for JV. I'm sure he's gonna come around by the time you get released. It's Friday night, the inmates go quiet. There's some poor boys, they know it's prison.
It's time to holler down the pipe chase and rattle them bars, because we're going to do a prison show for you right here at beautiful old, historic old, exciting new KPFT Houston, from the heart of Montrose, where we all hope tomorrow will be a better day.
Dreams, I can see your freedom, I will hold you once more. The men with no visitors, no money on the books. Remember, David's always gonna be here. You're never so alone. This sings my love. It's Friday night, the inmates go quiet. Listen for a voice they know. It's prison radio. Prison radio.
And welcome to the Prison Show. It's Friday night, May the 31st, and tomorrow is hurricane season. Woohoo! We've caught hell these last few weeks, but you know what? Hurricane season starts tomorrow, so let's all keep our fingers crossed, please. Now, this week has been, actually, yesterday was pretty awesome. Linda and I spoke about it, and so did David and I. You know what? I'm just going to say it. 34 felonies. 34. Yeah, I'm happy. Okay, so we...
Oh, come on. He's one of us now.
Yeah. Anyway, I could do a whole show on this. Yeah.
I like the man.
What? Yeah. Yeah, got kind of high there.
I can't vote yet, but I will next year.
Yeah, you see, that's the thing. That's the thing. Incarcerated people coming out have a hard time finding a job, and they can't vote. However, this man can run for president. You know what? Anyway, why don't we thank the people who donated? Our pledge drive is over, and we all know I'm happy about it because I hate doing that, but we have to do it, I know, to pay the bills. But we want to thank Elizabeth from Houston, Evelyn from Brooklyn Park, Gloria from Houston, Steve from Houston, Stephanie, thank you, Stephanie, Michael from the Woodlands, Dawn from Corpus Christi, Rosalva from Hutto, Abraham or Abe from Ohio, Brandy from Houston, Linda, David, Helen, and of course Eugene, and Savannah, and David again, and moi, and another David from Houston.
Well, that one David is because of the challenge. Gordon took me up on it.
Oh, yeah. Wait a minute.
Remember I said that if anybody would give $100 within the first half hour, and I look up and Gordon's waving a $100 bill.
Yeah, but it doesn't say Gordon on here.
No, it says David because I'm the one that made the pledge. He gave me cash money.
Oh, yes, I tried to take it, but...
Yeah, you wanted to do the $100 pledge, and I'm like, but wait a minute, that's my $100.
I know. But we had a great pledge drive. We appreciate everyone coming together and making this station what it is and making sure that the prison show continues. And we appreciate every single one of you, no matter if it's $1, $100, $500. We love it. We love you all. And I am just in a great mood. I wonder why. So we have some news that we're going to sprinkle in this evening. Linda has some. I have some. So we've got that news. And we also have, and of course I went out of my little image. Tonight on the show, we have J.E. Warr. He is the founding director of Second Chance Hope Group, Larry Robertson, the chief of staff, Second Look Texas, and Epicenter Initiative. Everyone's looking forward to hearing more from him. Brittany, my friend Brittany, director of Incarcerated Support, Ad-Seg specialist with TPCA, and Texas Prison Reform activist. We also have Abe, who is the co-director and founder at Death Penalty Action. So we have a great show. David lined up a great show for tonight. But first we're going to have J.E. Warr, the founding director of Second Chance Hope Group. And I think he's online too. Hi, how are you?
Well, I'm doing good. And my last name is Warr.
Warr?
Yep, two R's.
W-A-R-R. I mean, that looks like war to me.
Yeah, it does. I actually thought it was a misspelling. I apologize. But welcome to the show.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to be here.
And so tell us a little bit about what you got going on.
Okay, so I got out of PAC a year and a half ago, and I've just been trying to help. You know, I found out something that was kind of strange. I probably have more friends from prison than I had in high school. Okay, so I just wanted to kind of give something back. I'm a finance expert. I've written quite a few books on finance, and I'm trying to share that knowledge through my nonprofit, Second Chance Hope Group. And if you want to see what I do, you can go to secondchancehopegroup.org and look at some of the things I do. But I offer two things. I offer education, and every week I'm in a prison teaching how money works. What I found is most people everywhere don't really know exactly how it works. But if an inmate can get some good information, they can make a lot better financial decisions. So I go down a list of about 13 things that I teach them how money works, how credit cards rip them off. And, like this week I'm teaching at PAC, I'm going to be teaching how to do a job interview and how to get credit established once you get out. In this world, I hate credit, but it's hard to live without it. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of what we do. We just simply try to help people financially. Plus, we have a program that what we're trying to do is make it easy for people not to drive drunk. So we looked at most of the people in prison for DWI are they're multiple offenders, but most of them didn't have an accident. Most of them just swerved at 2 o'clock in the morning when they shouldn't have. And so what we're trying to do is make it easy for them when they get out to not drive drunk. And the way we do that is we give them a $100 Uber gift card. So if they go out to a bar and they get to drinking and they realize they've had too much, all they have to do is pull out that Uber gift card, get a ride home, and in the morning use that card to get a ride back to get their truck. Or, for instance, if they getting ready to go out for New Year's Eve, the husband and wife going out New Year's, instead of driving, all they have to do is pull out that card, get a ride from Uber, get a ride back that night. And that way there's no risk, and they're not going to be caught again swerving. It's just kind of a simple little solution. I'm not trying to cure drinking. I'm trying to cure drinking and driving. So that's what I do.
All right. Well, and when you go in and you talk about the money aspect, are a lot of the people that you're speaking to, do they have any knowledge?
Sure. I mean, there's various, a lot of people have knowledge, but most of it is industry fed. And what I teach is how things really work. When I explain a mortgage, it'll scare you to death, and I can do it fairly quick. Okay, but when I tell you how credit cards work, it'll scare you. But once you understand how all these things work, then you can make better decisions about what you're trying to do. And even though I'm trying to help these guys get their credit established, and I go through a pretty easy step system with a company called Self that'll issue credit cards to people, no matter how bad their credit is, and build up their credit from that point on. But I also educate them about what an anchor debt is. A lot of guys, I teach them how to start their own business. I'm getting ready to talk to Sanchez there in PAC. I bring in the paperwork so he can set up an LLC when he gets out. So I'm going to teach him how to fill out the forms and things like that. But I'm also going to teach him the importance of not borrowing money to start a business. Because when you borrow money, the banks make more money than anybody in the world, bar none. And they don't do it with interest rate. They do it by the way we repay them, and it's called amortization. And when you see what they do to you in a loan, you want to stay away from loans as much as you can. So I'm teaching them common sense things about finance. I teach them the importance of renting, not buying, or teach them how to lower their taxes and how to set up IRAs and 401ks and places to invest their money that's not at great risk, but still has great returns. So that's the kind of thing I'm teaching everybody.
It sounds, when you said start a business without borrowing money, that seems virtually impossible nowadays.
Well, you got to borrow some, but you don't have to borrow more. I talk to guys all the time, and I want to start a landscaping company, and I need $60,000 for a pickup truck and a trailer. No, you could get by with a lot less, okay? And there's crowdfunding out there where we'll fund people to start their own company up like that, and it's a low interest rate, and it's based on your story more than your credit score. And I show them how to get at crowdfunding, and I show them how to build up some credit at a bank. And but once you understand it, you know, I like to say the stuff I teach is like a rhinoceros in the kitchen. So once it has your attention, it's hard to ignore. And so you don't keep making the same stupid mistakes that most people do when they go into business by themselves. And so also, I just give them a head start. I give them plus I show them how to market their product. And marketing your product is a lot more important than getting the bank to lend you money to do it.
Absolutely.
You know, absolutely.
Yeah, that's the most important thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, I get talking to people and they want to start landscaping, for instance. Like I said, well, I said, do zero-scaping. I mean, there's nobody in that market. What a great place to do your business. Or a barbershop. Well, instead of getting a barbershop, do it mobile. Drive to their work. The guy wanted to start a bakery. Well, don't start a bakery out in a little building somewhere. Put a bakery in a mall where people can smell it when they walk by and do some impulse buying. You know, there's all sorts of little things you can do.
You're good.
Really.
You're good.
Really. Well, thank you. I'm trying to be. I'm 76 years old. I'm a convicted 4-time felon. And I got to change a lot of people's lives because I've got this knowledge. So I don't do anything to make money. This is a nonprofit. I don't take a salary. I'm just trying to implant in these people some common sense of how money works. And because I think most of the problems in prisons come from two things, finance and finance. Big finance, that's when you don't know how to make money any other way, so you're doing it selling meth or stealing or breaking into places. When you can pick this American fruit right off the tree, you don't have to climb it. You just pick it off. And the other finance is small finance. I don't know how many people I talked to in prison that were in prison because they got in a bar and you drink up all their money and the only way they could get home was drive. So if I can just fix that little problem, I don't know how many lives I can save doing that, but if I save one, I feel better about this thing. And so I want to end up my life where I've added to my dash, not where I was out there making money. I'm an ex-securities broker, mortgage broker, insurance broker.
We've got to wrap it. We've got to wrap it up. How can they get in touch with you?
Best way is just go to the website.
Well, how about the people incarcerated?
The people incarcerated is going to have to get their people involved or get me invited to your prison to come teach a class.
Do you have a physical address where they could write you?
Sure. 4002 Clinton Lane. I know you'll like that address.
Hell yeah.
Lago Vista, Texas. But also you can, my phone number, 737-293-6940.
And what's your zip code?
78645.
Sounds like you got a good thing going on there, Mr. Warr.
Well, I'm trying to do the right thing. If people will talk to their chaplain and give him my phone number, 737-293-6940, if he'll call me, I'll come to your prison. And I would like to sit down and teach some classes. I'll do it weekly or monthly or whatever is convenient for them.
Well, thank you. We appreciate you being on, and we look forward to you coming on again in the future and giving us some more tips.
I'll send you an email.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Have a great
Bye-bye.
weekend.
You too.
Bye-bye. Okay, now we have Mr. Larry from Epicenter. Hi, Larry.
Hello. Hi, how you doing?
Doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
So you're from Epicenter, correct?
Yes, ma'am, I am. I'm the chief of staff. That's myself, and the founder is Deanna. That's my partner in crime.
Your
If you don't mind me saying that.
No, I don't mind. We love it. Now, I was speaking to one of my friends who is definitely a second looker. I think that's still the phrase used, correct?
That is the phrase. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, he is a second looker, and he was definitely interested in information what your organization has coming up for this next session.
Okay. Well, we've got a lot of work to do. I will say that. I'm an ex-soldier, so I'm going to use the term, we're going to be prepping the battlefield to get ready for the battle that we're going to be taking on, because it's going to be a battle. But I do believe that it's a battle that we will win, because we have made leaps and bounds over the years that we've been doing this. But I want folks to know, some of the guys out there to know, Jasmine, who is a parole attorney, is no longer with us. And so now we have Mark Morales. And I think they call him the praying lawyer. And he's going to be a great addition to our team.
Mark Morales?
Also, that's correct.
Okay.
All right. Also, I want to let them know that Representative Buckley, who has been carrying the bill, has kind of backed off a little bit, because I don't know if you know all the craziness that's been going up at the Capitol. There's a rift and a separation. So Representative Buckley, who is my veterinarian, will be carrying the bill in the House. And he's a great guy. He loves the second lookers. I know him. He's a personal friend. His wife has told him that if one thing that he must do while he is in the House, he must pass the second look bill. So we're glad that he's taken up the mantle now. And as far as the Senate, we're going to be vetting some people to come up with the best person to represent us and to get it, over the line, if you will. And we're also going to be trying to get with some of the representatives from the Lieutenant Governor's office, the Governor's office, and once we have this bill the way that we want it, then we're going to have those guys, one of the representatives from those offices, kind of check off on it and look at it, and to make sure that it's going to meet with their approval. And so that's some of the things, like I said, that we're working on.
Now, last session, wasn't it just one senator who had the issue or brought up a point?
Well, what happened, there was a senator who was carrying the bill. I don't know if he didn't read the bill or if he was confused, but it caused a commotion. I will say that Senator Whitmire tried to ring him back in, and even Senator Flores tried to help him to straighten it all out. But for some reason, he just couldn't get it together. And so, therefore, they kind of shut it down, and it was probably a little bit dead after that point. And I thought it might come back up in the special session, but that didn't happen. So, but no worries. Like I said, we will make sure that this time around that all our I's are dotted and all our T's are crossed, and we'll make sure that we'll get someone that's going to be squared away.
Well, we definitely look forward to that. Now, will you be having any rallies? People have asked me about that too, rallies or...
That's probably going to happen, with the families. We'll get the families together to do that. We always get family members together, and we have them go with us from office to office, showing support. And that's very important. We need that support, not only from the second lookers, but especially from their families. That's critical. Because like I said, it's me and Deanna. And we're out there, we're going to be educating all these new representatives that will be coming on board. And we'll probably be at the Capitol at least 3 or 4 times a week. But we're not waiting till the session starts to get to work. We're going to start. We're starting to do things now, in fact. So leading up to when the session opens up. I think, and each time, we've learned something each time along the way. And so that's, therefore, now we're starting early. In fact, we're even getting national help. So it's going to be a big deal this time. I mean, we're in it to win it this time, for sure.
Now,
And
national help from who, if you don't mind me asking, or if you can?
Yeah, it's my brain is I'm having a brain fart right now.
I hear you. I have them all the time.
I'm serious. It's never happened, but yeah. Dang it. I'm sorry.
No, that's
I'm
okay,
sorry.
but it's
I
important
know,
that
hey,
people.
I know Deanna's on the other end saying, this knucklehead can't remember the name of the organization. I'm sorry, Deanna.
But what's important is that you're going to have national help, so that'll get things pushed through. Now, what is an address where people can write to you, a physical address?
Well, they can write to me personally. My address is 3400 Maid Marion Circle, and that's Killeen, Killeen, Texas, 76549.
Okay, so you said 3400 Maid?
Yeah, MAID, and that's Marion, MARIAN.
Like King Arthur's
Circle.
Court.
Ah.
There you go. Robin Hood.
Ah.
Oh, yeah, well, okay. Steal from the rich and give to the poor.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that now. Come on.
I do.
We just had the financial guy.
Oh, yeah.
So that is in Killeen, 76549. Is that correct?
That's correct, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's it.
And just to reiterate, y'all are working on things right now for the session.
That's right. We're working on things right. In fact, Representative Buckley, we're having meetings every couple of months to go over what's going to be our plan of attack. We're meeting with a couple other organizations also. So yes, we like I said, we are prepping the battlefield, getting ready for this to kick off. We're not waiting till session. So absolutely.
We appreciate you coming on, Mr. Robertson, and we look forward to having you on again soon to give us an update, maybe on the senator.
Okay. And I want to get a shout out to all the second lookers out there. And also I'd like to say a shout out to my son, Jason Robinson, there in the Hughes unit.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and we hope you have a great weekend.
I hope the same for you as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, now we're going to get to Brittany. Now, Brittany is the Director of Incarcerated Support Ad-Seg Specialist with TPCA, and, of course, a Texas prison reform activist. That's a mouthful. That is a mouthful, girl. You on the line?
Oh, thank you. Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, it's a long title, but definitely it's a long description to go with it.
It definitely
but
is.
I have a list. I have a list for you today, and it's all good news. So.
Ooh, yay.
Yeah, so the first thing we're going to do is, I know everyone who can hear this now obviously has access to hear the prison show. However, we know a lot of times with movement throughout the system or just the ability of people you know in other units being able to hear that, we're going to try something a little bit different with a internal call to action. So we're asking anybody who can hear this to submit a I-60 to Securus, asking that the prison show be put on the tablets, and the internal team members that we have for Texas Prison Reform and the TPCA are also going to be, spreading the word and sharing the news that how beneficial this would be to have on the tablets and to have more access to it, not only in the state of Texas, but also, nationwide, of course. The second thing with summer approaching, the issues we're having with the heat already, the power outages, one thing we do know right now is the documentation that is within a lot of the activists' possession. It can be used in a positive way as far as when it goes moving forward into getting laws to change or representatives to help them understand what's being experienced in the units. But these heat grievances and the tracking of when, an individual's asking for respite, who's saying no to them, who's denying them repeatedly, those individuals maybe need to be talked to by their superior and handed the policy so they could become aware of it. Maybe they don't know what the policy is. I've ran into that recently. So what I'm hoping is through all...
What do you mean they don't know? Like in the incarcerated person does not know what the heat directive is?
No. The staff.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I recently called up to a unit regarding an epileptic individual and then another individual next to him who was elderly and needed a fan. And I spoke to, it was a family liaison at the unit, and I asked her, she basically said that they had gotten in trouble, so they're going to have to wait, and it's their own fault. And I asked her, isn't the heat mitigation efforts, part of that is having a fan in their possession? And she said probably. And I thought that was really interesting because I'm looking at a policy in front of me, and I know that there's thousands of people's lives dependent on it, and that the staff know it. And not only that, but that the TDCJ and the board is holding these individuals who are supposed to know this policy accountable, because an incarcerated individual may not know how often they're supposed to be getting water, but we do know that their life depends on that they get it.
Absolutely.
So we're hoping to collect, get that documentation and get those grievances and then mail them into the TPCA PO box. We want to make sure that anything we can have as far as documentation gets put to good use. Recently just contacting, different lawyers that specialize in different areas. I know one thing last year that it was hard for a lot of people was a lot of the deaths that occurred in the unit and the issues with medical and the heat. So, while we can solve one person's medical complaint, a lawsuit can solve a lot more. Not only that, but it can bring some long-term relief to, unfortunately, the generations that are going to be filling the cells afterwards. It's not only about, needing it right now, but the fact that it shouldn't have gone on this long in such a state, I guess, of disrepair.
Yeah, there's several issues going on right now. Jester 3, I believe, is the one. I think I included you on that email.
Yes, you did.
And they have not answered me. Did they answer you?
No reply whatsoever. I'm finding a lot of the emails are going unanswered, and I understand that. I'm sure their inboxes are full, but that's why the call to action team and getting the contact information out to the family members online and putting those tools into their hands and handing them that power and saying, all right, here's what you got to do, and here's how you do it. That's been essential, but we definitely need more involvement from family members, knowing where to find those advocacy groups and how to empower them and move people to action, I guess, because we've seen the results of things happening within the units. One of our recent call to actions regarding the flooding in the Michaels unit led to a series of reports to the ombudsman in which a surprise visit was made, and that individual was found to be currently under a use of force at the moment of arrival. And there was questions as to how that was carried out, and unfortunately the arriving witness was the independent ombudsman. So I'm still waiting on the details of that report to arrive, but the fact that, a few people's calls led to, I guess, getting caught, breaking a policy to such a degree, it's unfortunate that the individual had to endure it, but to see a glimpse of something on the odd chance it would happen and to know it occurs more, it was bittersweet.
And I think that you're making a good point. If I've mentioned it several times that you have a call to action group, and when a large number of people get together and start making these phone calls and emailing, it can make a difference, and often it does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and, sometimes we won't hear about that difference. It'll be days down the line, but, I'll get a call from one of the incarcerated individuals letting me know a staff member had resigned all of a sudden that day, or, there's always results, and whether it's, a repeated call to action in which certain staff members caught being, I guess, derelict in their duties repeatedly. If it takes that to ensure that a few people on that unit get their medication, then, those 5 phone calls repeatedly, I'll do it. I want to get the right staff in there that I can trust to take care of everyone.
Yeah, to do their job.
Right.
Their actual job. So,
yep.
So what else do you have for us tonight?
So also recently we've gotten in contact with a civil rights law firm, and what the incarcerated team members have been able to do is, gather all those documents and prepare those examples of, repeated failures in policy, or even abuse of power, or just, not having your basic needs met, but getting all those compiled and being able to show those examples to these law firms and to let them know, it's the worst of the worst, but for a law firm, that's the best of the best. When I can show what somebody's been through since I've been working with them for 4 years, and just the repeated issues that have occurred in that time, it's a wonderful glimpse into what they can expect if they dig deeper.
That's a good way to phrase it. If you just have to get someone, a law firm that's engaged enough where they want to. And
yes,
sometimes it's hard, and that's where people, when they keep copies of their grievances or send it to y'all, which, by the way, you had mentioned a P.O. box. What is that P.O. box?
Okay, so it's the TPCA P.O. box, and it's P.O. Box 1974, Fulton, Texas, 78358.
And this is where they are sending their the copies of their grievances?
Yes, copies of grievances. We don't want anybody to send the originals because everything gets scanned in and digitized, and that's it. So we need copies only. And, any logs as to when cool water was brought, anything like that they think isn't being upheld to the heat mitigation policy it's definitely beneficial in showing a prolonged failure to adhere to it.
And if you need copies of that heat directive, we would be more than happy to get that to you. But it's important, like you mentioned earlier, water must be provided at all times.
Mm-hmm.
And
a lot of people are under the assumption that you have to wait until you're feeling deathly ill to get respite. The point of respite is to keep you from getting to that critical point, and I know there's a lot of COs that are under the assumption perhaps that they have to be suffering greatly, but that's not the case, and it's a mitigation effort, not a critical care situation plan.
Right. It's important. So if you have that heat directive with you, again, we can send you a copy, then you can show
Absolutely.
them. You can definitely
Absolutely,
show them.
yeah. And, if a staff member wants to, say that certain bits don't apply, go ahead and show them that paper, and you can state on your grievance, I showed, whatever officer the mitigation policy, the part that they were in violation of, and they walked away. Okay, well, that's pretty clear in what his level of care is for the people that he's charged with.
And I wanted to mention again what you said about submitting an I-60 to get the prison show on the tablet. So they would submit an I-60 to Securus, correct?
Yes. Submit it to Securus and ask that the prison show be put on the Securus tablets. For listening to this show long, years and years ago, it's one place consistently where I could find, there was legal guidance, there was advocacy groups, there was, just a place where you could find hope and resources, and everything that is on the tablet is great. But one thing that Texas so clearly needs is more guidance when it comes to rights. And I think the prison shows where they're going to get it the most.
And we would be more than happy to get that information out. I know that Linda and I are constantly sending out information regarding things like the heat directive. So we appreciate you organizing this, and we appreciate the men and women on the inside who are doing that also. The in call to action.
Yeah, the internal team members, and I mean, across over the time in doing this, there's been over 500 people that I've seen mail from, and, I can't write the majority of them back, but just knowing that they understand that we're focusing on as many people as we can benefit through change, that's the way we feel we can do, I guess, the most good, and in some cases, the most damage where it needs to be rebuilt.
Absolutely. Well, we thank you, Brittany, and we look forward to having you on the show again soon. And, of course, I look forward to seeing you online.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Have a great weekend.
All right. You too. Take care.
Bye-bye. Okay, now we have Abe. Abe is the co-director and founder at Death Penalty Action. He's on the line. How you doing, Abe?
I'm doing just, I'm a little exhausted, I have to say, but I'm glad to be with you all. And just for the record, we'll reverse that. I'm the co-founder and executive director of Death Penalty Action, just so everybody's clear. My co-founder, Scott Wingley, stepped back into more of an admin role a couple of years ago now, and we're still going strong, and actually stronger than ever now, and excited for what we think we'll be able to bring in addition to the movement to stop executions in the next year as we're starting to get more resources. So that's exciting. So anyway, my co-founder and I are still going strong, along with a growing cadre of leadership to be able to do this work. And we're grateful for all the people that support our ability to do this work. And we're grateful also to be with you all tonight. I do want to just check in every so often and just say, hey, we're still there, because twice now I've fallen off and didn't realize it until somebody called me back. So are we still there?
No, you're still here.
Okay, good. So sadly, last night there was the first execution in about 7 weeks in this country. Now I want to lots of executions are happening outside this country, and let's not get started on extrajudicial executions. But in terms of the courts, the United States is kicking back into gear after last night's execution in Alabama of a guy named Jamie Mills, who always maintained his innocence, by the way. We've got 8 more scheduled, including on Texas Death Watch. If y'all can hear me, a shout out to Ramiro Gonzalez, Ruben Gutierrez, Arthur Burton, and Travis Mullis. And I think there's one more that got added. That might be all of you. But shout out to all of you. And also, I don't know if they can hear us in Gatesville, but Melissa Lucio and all the women on death row, but especially Melissa, who continues to wait for the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals to agree with her sentencing judge and the DA from Cameron County, who both agree and signed an order that she should be freed, that her conviction should be vacated and returned to Cameron County, where there's no crime to charge her with. So, of course, she'll be freed whenever that happens, God willing, because the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals could actually not accept that recommendation, as they did with Rodney Reed when he had his evidentiary hearing. And, as absurd as it was, the judge gave a recommendation of no. They accepted that. They should have said, wait a minute, you're wrong because of all those, we could do a whole show just on Rodney Reed. But
Yes.
In any case, shout out to everybody there in Texas. Back to Alabama, where for the first time anybody could remember, they've had three, after last night, two, but they're expecting another one any time now, active death warrants. And so the next execution there is in July, and then the next gas execution is scheduled in September for the other guy, Alan Miller. They killed Kenny Smith in January. Alan Miller is the other person who was poked and prodded on the gurney until they ran out of time and had to send him back to his cell. And after that, of course, the Alabama Department of Corrections investigated itself, found nothing wrong, and, added a recommendation to make the window of time to carry out an execution 30 hours. So from the time that they start, they've got like 30 hours to figure out. As luck would have it for Jamie Mills, this is a kind of a weird way to call it luck, but his execution went as a normal execution should go, which is to say, his execution was scheduled for 6 p.m. and his time of death was 6:19, and that is a blessing in disguise because previous people executed in Alabama been on the gurney getting poked and trying to get that IV going for hours. In any case, the other things about this case with Jamie Mills is that, once again, procedural bars kept him from being able to have his arguments heard in court. He always maintained his innocence, and he asserted that he was the victim of false testimony by his ex-wife, who lied at the trial. And in fact, the evidence now is that on her third statement to police, she implicated Jamie, not in the first one, not in the second one, but in the third one. And also, the state gave her a deal and lied to the court and said that there were no deals. And all that was exposed, and yet no court was willing to hear it. And that's the outrageous thing about our system as it presently exists. So in any case, he was executed last night. One of the interesting things that we were able to do on our live virtual vigil is actually share the recording that Lee Hedgepeth got a hold of from Kenny Smith's execution, which was the previous one in Alabama. I don't know if they do this in Texas or anywhere else, but in Alabama, all the prisoners will make, stomping and clanging and beating their cell doors and all that sort of thing. Will make noise for like an hour or a minute and a half at the time that the prisoner is expected to be walking, as a way to salute their brother on his way out. So we actually were able to hear a recording of that, and I know you shared that on the Prison Show Facebook page, so people can go and listen to that, and I recommend that you do. It's very powerful. In other news, in Texas, of course, you may have heard, of course, the GOP is proposing to expand the death penalty to include people who have abortions. So, have an abortion, give an abortion, and you're subject to the death penalty. So watch out for that. Not taking any or making any statements about abortions and anything like that, except to say that it is really, religion should not be dictating what's happening in our country. was supposed to be free from religion. And anyway, that's much I'm going to say about that. But certainly, people seeking medical care should not be subject to the death penalty, and that's what they're trying to do. In other news, Amnesty International issued its annual report on the death penalty for the year 2023. I'll share with you that they have found a significant decrease in the number of countries carrying out executions, but a 31% increase reported from 2022. And a lot of that is because of the slowdown that happened with the pandemic. But there's currently, as of the end of 2023, at least 27,687 people under sentence of death in the whole world. About around 2,500 of those people are in the United States. So those are some of the issues there. The United States ranked 19th in the world in the number of verified death sentences imposed in 2023. Probably, there's some countries where it's much harder to get credible information, like Vietnam and China. So, we'll see where that's at. But at the end of the day, the most executions are happening. The United States ranks 5th behind North Korea, Syria, Vietnam, and China. So, that's the company that we're keeping. On the good news side, I will note that it's a rising number of death sentences in Africa, but only one African country has had an execution in recent years. That's Somalia. Zimbabwe is taking steps right now to abolish the death penalty. On the other side of that coin, Iran had an 8-year high in executions. So those are some of the things that are happening and reported on in that Amnesty report. And that's available online if anybody wants to see it. Of course, reach out to your people in the free world and have them print that out for you and send it to you. Hopefully I'll be able to get through the mailroom. The other bit of good news is in Delaware, we are feeling very good about legislation to remove the death penalty language from the statute there. So in 2016 in Delaware, the U.S. Supreme Court the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in the Hearst case in Florida that you have to have a unanimous jury. And in 2016, the Delaware Supreme Court took a look at their statute and decided that it was unconstitutional because it did not call for a unanimous jury. And as a result, the death penalty was thrown out, except it's still on the books. So we have legislation to remove it from the statute, and also a second bill in Delaware that we're still working on getting the votes for this one, but it will create a constitutional prohibition of the death penalty in that state. There's only one other state I know of that has constitutional prohibition. That's Michigan. Michigan was the first English-speaking territory in the world to abolish the death penalty. They did that in 1847. They had a constitutional convention in the 1960s, and at that time made it constitutionally prohibited the death penalty. So, we're going to see where that goes in other states. But right now, the trend in the former slave states is people like to call it the Bible Belt, but I think it's more accurately the former slave states that are maintaining and we're going to see an uptick in executions, especially in states that haven't done it in a while. Idaho has just purchased another round of drugs to try again with Thomas Creek. We're waiting for that date to be set. Tennessee could start naming dates anytime. As soon as the South Carolina Supreme Court okays its electric chair and its firing squad, they'll start to set execution dates. So that's the pattern that we're on. Louisiana, just wait, give it another month, and they're going to start setting dates too. So those are some of the things happening. Any questions?
You always have great information, Abe. We appreciate. Well, the question I have is someone asked for your mailing address, and I couldn't find it. So why don't you give the mailing address?
Sure, it's just for future reference. It's right at the bottom of the deathpenaltyaction.org. You can reach us at P.O. Box 89, P.O. Box 89. That's in Ghent, G-H-E-N-T, New York, 12075. Again, G-H-E-N-T, New York, 12075. That's where my colleague, co-founder Scott, lives, and he handles that side of things. So write to us there. Scott will get it to me if it's addressed to me, and I'll get back to you. So last thing I want to say is that I know that there's well, we'll see you, Dani, and others outside the prison. When they looks like they're going to kill Ramiro on what is it, the 26th of June, and then of course we've got Ruben Gutierrez in July, and others in August and September coming up, and probably more. So, we'll continue to be in support with the folks that are standing outside, in solidarity with the folks inside when these executions are happening. And it really takes all of us to keep standing up, keep shining a spotlight on it. One of these days, we're going to stop executions in Texas and in this country.
Absolutely, we will. And you are correct. We all have to work together. All of us, regardless of our personal feelings, we all have to work together to end the death penalty.
Amen. So take action. I put a link in the comments on the Facebook page. We just go to deathpenaltyaction.org, and hopefully by the time I'm next on in 2 weeks, I'll have some really, really good news about the company that was caught manufacturing drugs for use in execution. So watch for that. That's coming, and it's going to be good news. So we're excited there. And anyway, go on to the shout-outs, and everybody have a great night.
You too, Abe. Have a great weekend.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. David?
You ready for the break song?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
I am not okay. I'm barely getting by. I'm losing track of days. I'm losing sleep at night. I am not okay. I'm hanging on the rails. So if I say I'm fine, just know I learned to hide it well. I know I can't be the only one who's holding on for dear life. But I know God knows when it's all said and done, I'm not okay, but it's all gonna be alright. It's not okay, but we're all gonna be alright. I woke up today, I almost stayed in bed. I had the devil on my back and voices in my head. Some days it all ain't bad, some days it all gets worse. Some days I swear I'm better off laying in that dirt. Well, I know I can't be the only one who's holding on for dear life. But God knows, I know when it's all said and done, I'm not okay, but it's all gonna be alright. It's not okay, but we're all gonna be alright. Gonna be alright. Gonna be alright. I know one day we'll see the other side. The pain will wash away in a holy water time. And we all gonna be alright. I know I can't be the only one
Give it up for Jelly Roll, everybody. Thank you, Jelly.
You're listening to KPFT Houston. Support for KPFT and the Prison Show is provided by the Cohen Parole Law Team. For almost 40 years, Gary Cohen has helped to represent incarcerated individuals throughout Texas, obtain parole, and fight parole revocations. We protect those who have fallen short of perfection from the wrath of those who believe they have attained it. More information about Gary Cohen and his associates, Alan Bennett and Gene Anthus, can be found on their website at parolelaw.com. You may also contact them at 512-476-6201.
And welcome back. So right now we're going to get to the shout-outs, but remember, call 713-526-5738, option number 2, to give a shout-out to your loved one. Now, right now we have Becky. Hi, Becky.
Hello.
Hi, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hi. Can I shout out to Kenneth Conger and Alan Otwell in Colorado City?
You definitely can.
Okay. And you do Michael Ralston and All Red Unit.
Okay. Did you want to say anything specific or just shout out to them?
From the whole family, we love y'all and we miss y'all. And hope to hear good news soon.
Okay, give their names again, just in case.
Kenneth Conger and Alan Otwell, and they're in the Colorado unit, Colorado City.
Okay, and what was the last one?
Michael Ralston and the All Red unit.
All right. Well, thank you, Becky, and we hope to hear from you next week, too. Or, I'm sorry, not next week, week after.
All right, babe. Thank you so much.
Have a great weekend.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And as a reminder, David has vacation next week, so we will be playing an older show. So it's going to be a good show, so just remember, keep listening. But we will be back live in a couple weeks, but just an FYI. All right, now we have Caitlin. Caitlin.
This is a shout out for Beto Garza in Polunsky. Hey Boo, how are you? I hope that you're in good health and spirits and that there's a smile on your handsome face. As for me, things are okay. I'm here at home with Daytona, and Daytona is getting her belly rubs. I am going up to Buddy tomorrow, so I will give carrots to him from you. The weather here, yeah, it's just kind of completely crazy. It's just 1 minute it's raining, and it's like fall. The next minute it is sunshine, yeah, so I actually don't know what the leprechauns are doing, but yeah, they're definitely playing tricks on us all. The tattoo I got is healing nice, and once it's fully healed, I will take a photo and send it to you. Other than that, yeah, everything is going good. Please know that you mean the world to me, and that I'm sending you big hugs and kisses. So good night, sweet dreams, and please stay safe. And to everybody at the Prison Show, a big, big thank you for making this happen.
She's always so nice. She always puts a smile on my face. All right, now we have Diana.
Hello.
Hi, Diana.
How are you?
Doing
I'm
good.
sorry, this is my first time on the air, so I just want to give a big shout out to my loved one who's at the Wainwright unit, Carlos Delgado, and just to tell him that I love him, I miss him, and I hope to speak to him soon.
Well, that was really sweet. So he's at the Wainwright unit?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, we hope he's listening, and we thank you for calling in, Diana, and we hope that you call back next week or a week after.
Yes,
I'm going to
please.
be saying that.
In 2 weeks. In 2 weeks.
In 2
All right.
weeks. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate y'all.
We
Have a good evening.
appreciate you. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Again, 713-526-5738, option number 2. We have a couple of open lines, but right now we have Mike.
Hello, this is Mysterious Mike for the Prison Show. Like to do my shout-outs, the guys of Texas, Guy Alexander, Jamie Cuppett, Stephen Russell, Stephen McGee. Shout-out for Philip Perez. Lucy and Michelle want me to do a shout-out for Paul. Shout-out for Matt, Thomas, Edward Reeves, Adam Wilkerson. Tasha wants me to do a shout-out for Payday. Shout-out for Oz. Shout-out for Haas. Shout-out for Matt, Thomas. Shout-out for Curtis Robertson. Shout-out for Blaine Milam. Shout-out for Bill R. Sims. Shout-out for Raymond Lee. Shout-out for Clarence Bowman. Hopefully you're doing much better. And you can continue to write to Mysterious Mike Lewis in care of David Collingsworth. And I hope everybody has a safe and stays dry. And hope everybody enjoys the first day of June tomorrow. And now back to the Prison Show.
Okay. I'm surprised Mike didn't have a holiday or anything. He normally does. So, Linda, you got some shout-outs?
You got me on? Okay.
You always manage to say
Okay,
that
guys,
right.
y'all doing tonight? I hope you're doing great. Had a
She
great
wants to
week.
make sure I'm turning her on.
Yeah, that's right. Turn me on. Joel White, Michael Moyers, Thomas Miller L. Hey, Thomas, I'm going to come see you on Saturday from 2 to 4. Paul DeVoe, William Owens Sr., William David will be to see you Saturday from 2 to 4. Jaime Cole, Franklin Davis, Will Spear, Cedric Marks, Robert Satterfield, Robert Solis, Lucky Ward, Ronald Haskell, William Hudson, Juan Balderas, Blaine Milam, Paul Story, Walter Sorto, Robert Robertson, Brett Ripkowski, Charles Hill, Dwayne Buck, Tyrone Williams, Iron Thunderhorse. I'm glad you like it over there at the Carol Young unit. I think that's a very nice unit to be at. Curtis Robertson, Stephen Curry, Eugene Broxton, Marcus Drury, Troy Glover, Bill Sims, Paper Cup at Estelle, Midget Titan at Estelle unit, Gregory Allen at the Dieball unit, and Jedediah Reed at the Luther unit, and Hot Pot Chef. Good night, guys. Y'all have a great week.
Wait, Hot Pot Chef?
Yeah, he's the guy that wrote that cookbook, that how to make all this prison food. So, we have prison spreads at night sometimes since Muhammad is staying there with us. He cooks these prison spreads, and they're good. They're really good.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that there was a Hot Pot Chef.
It's a cookbook. You can order it on Amazon.
Oh, cool. That's interesting.
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to do my shout-outs. And, Chucky at the WIN unit, he's old man. He has to go to bed early. So I'm giving him my shout-out early so you can go to bed. Along with Jay at the WIN unit, Joe Don, and Leo Willis. And again, Leo, great big hugs to you because of your mom. All right. I also have Rodrigo and Philo and Jeff, Britt, Eugene Broxton, Farron, my best friend Farron, Driver. Okay. Tyrone. Hey, Tyrone. T. Big Head. Blaine, how you doing? Mayo, Leroy at the PAC unit, Michael Ferguson over at the Terrell unit, Larry at the Huntsville unit, Toot. And then, of course, we have Midget Titan and Paper Cup over at Estelle, Rexalicious over at the Ellis unit, and CJ at the Styles unit. So I think I'm covering everyone. If not, you can. Well, one of my friends said, called Linda and I fat. he said maybe that's why we couldn't walk very well. Yeah. All right, now we have Lydia on line 1.
Hey there, Dani. Hi, Dani.
How are you?
I'm good. Here on a Friday night. We're doing good. It's nice and there's a breeze, so it's pretty. It's a pretty night.
Oh, good. It hasn't been pretty here, I can tell you that.
I know. I keep hearing and I keep checking the weather up there, and I know you all got rain early this morning. And we were there Tuesday, and a storm came in. As we were already inside, but it got real dark. Then rain came down real hard. You couldn't even see the tables outside. It was raining so hard, but on the way back there was no rain. On the way up there was no rain. So we were good. We were good.
Good.
Yeah. But anyway, I want to send congratulations to Rudy, to Mark, to Moises, and Roderick for completing and my son for completing the faith-based program.
Yay!
I just want to wish you God's blessings upon you. And I know Bethel was telling me today that some of the guys got chosen for that. 2 more people got chosen for, maybe even more, for that program, the group rec.
Group rec?
Program. Yeah, they got some more people in there.
That's great. Yeah. That's great.
Yeah. And yeah, that's great. That's really good. And that they might start another program, some other program might start in July. But that's good. I mean, there's lots of things going on, and at least the guys are getting something to do. Or
right. And the more programs, the better. And the more people in group rec, the better. That's awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome. But I just want to tell my son to take the time to send that email to my niece. That she asked him for all that information, and that I'll be talking to him tomorrow, God willing. Oh, we'll probably go to the party around 5 or 6. So we'll be over there around that time, hijo. Okay? For the party. Hopefully we won't get any rain. And it'll be a beautiful day here. And I'm glad you enjoyed talking to Jennifer, mijo. So you hadn't talked to her in a long time. And we'll talk to you later, Papi. You guys have a good night. Saludos to everyone. You know who you are. Know that you're thought of and in our prayers. And I know somebody had a birthday. I think it's a belated birthday for Mark.
Oh.
A belated birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday. And I'm sure it was Mark. But we'll be talking to you tomorrow, Papi, okay? Love you, miss you. Strong hug. Good night. Good night, Dani and Linda. Drive careful, Dave.
Good night, Lydia. Have a great weekend.
Night, Miss Lydia.
You too, ma'am. Good night. Good night, David. Bye.
Okay, now we have Boss Coyle?
Yes, Boss Coyle.
Oh, okay.
Good evening.
Good evening.
How you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I just wanted to give a shout out to all the inmates who are listening. And remember, TDC changed the terminology from offender to inmate because you're always an offender. But when you get out of prison, you're no longer an inmate. So don't come back. And to all the inmates who are in programs, keep doing well. Don't look back. Keep yourself out of trouble. Don't get any cases. And the one that can make that change is you.
And that's true. That is true.
That's a good shout out, Boss Coyle.
Did you have any questions for me before I let you go?
So you listen to the show a lot?
I do.
So you don't work on Friday nights? What shift do you work?
I work H-card.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you listening.
So that's Monday through Friday, so usually I go home about 4 o'clock.
That's good. Yeah, at least you got some kind of a decent shift.
Yeah, the reason for correction officers are to meet the needs of the inmates, and those needs aren't to bring cell phones in or drugs or anything like that, but it's to meet their basic human needs, and that's what I do. I always try to meet the needs of the inmates. I get them to their medical, I get them to their classes, whatever I need to do, I take care of.
Oh.
Well, we appreciate you being professional.
No, it got...
Oh, he got cut off?
Yeah.
Oh, Linda. Well, Boss Coyle, we appreciate you. If you can hear us, we appreciate you, and we're sorry we had technical difficulties. So
yeah.
You're welcome to call back anytime.
All right. Let's get to Manuela on line 3.
Hey guys, how you doing? How you doing, Dani?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm finished. I have my move. I had my move this week, and it was terrible. You know, too many things. But I don't want to throw everything away. You know, so I take it with me. And then you have to travel with your stuff. You know what I mean.
Oh, I know. It's hard.
Hi, David. Hi, Linda. Thank you for everything you do for us and the guys. And I'm very grateful for this. And now I want to make my shout out to my baby, my sweet and precious husband, Robert Robertson. Texas Death Row. Hi, baby. How you doing, my love? I miss you so much. And I love you with all of my heart, forever and ever. You're my only one in my life. The only man I love, the only man I want. And I'm very, very, very blessed to have you in my life, my baby. You make my life great. You are my sunshine, my anchor in my storms, and my big, big, great true love. Maybe God was very, very, had very mercy with us to brought us together. I believe in this, and I know He wants to bless me with you, and I do hope and pray to see you soon. And everything will be well. I'm moved. Please forgive me that I don't write so much at this time, but I will do it today. Since yesterday, I have my internet in the apartment, and so everything is a little bit easier to hack always on the little smartphone. Okay, baby? Have a good night, my love. Please stay strong, stay healthy. And I'm thinking about you always in everything I do and everywhere I go. Greetings from our son, Stefan. He's with me. You know that. And I love you. Love you, love you. Good night, baby. Sweet and pleasant dreams to you. I need you. Good night. Good night, guys. Have a great weekend all together.
You
I
too.
miss you. I love you. Bye-bye, sweethearts.
Have a great weekend, Manuela.
You too. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay, now we have Stacy.
This is to my husband, Sporty Black at Wainwright Unit. Hey, baby love, this is Wifey. Happy anniversary, yeah. It's a bit early, but we get it when we can. I love you so much. Man, am I missing you, the silly Wi-Fi, yeah. With our brief seconds, only seconds that we got this week. When you said you sent an e-note, I did get that. I've not gotten it yet, though. I trust you got one from me I sent Sunday. The girls are behaving. It's been a nice spell here in the 70s and clear skies. But rain sets in Sunday and every day next week. We've been on the machine, placing on older posts and tees on the platforms. Then I've been engrossed on this red state, blue state politics, tripping on it. Yeah, baby, you know what I'm talking about. All is well out here. I've just missing you crazy. Sweet, this is kissing you. A happy anniversary. Letting you know I'm nuts about you and never ever getting enough of you. I cross our fingers this Wi-Fi comes back on next week. I love you, my husband, Sporty. Oh, it's a National Heat Awareness Day, and it seems to be bearable today for you there. But come Wednesday, 93 is epic hot. So keep hydrated. Don't overdo the workouts. And it's National Smile Day. Yeah, man, your smile is what melts my heart. Stay focused and tough. Remain healthy and safe. Stay focused, baby. Stay focused. I love you so much, boo. I love you so deeply. Take care, sweetheart. I love you, baby.
All right, now we have Pam.
Annie.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Now I can. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. Connie and I have been really busy. I just wanted to call in and give a shout out to my girls, Brittany and Erica and Melissa and Darlie, all the girls. We love you. We'll never stop fighting for you. Brittany, I got your email. I love you so much. Please put Connie and I on your visiting list, Erica and Brittany, Melissa. We want to come see you. So when you have room and you can, put us on your list. We love you. We love you, Dani. Everybody at the show, we love you.
Oh.
We're here if you need us.
We love y'all too, both of you. Give Connie a great big hug from me.
I will. She's getting old. She just had a birthday.
Oh, well, happy birthday.
Thank you. Okay, guys.
Well, y'all have a great weekend.
We will. You too. Stay safe in this weather.
You too.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, and now we have Miss Niski. Okay, it took y'all a second to reach over. I'm like, hello. Hey, Niski, how are you?
I'm doing okay. How you doing?
Oh, I'm living the dream. Living the dream.
So the break song was really a good song. That hit home with me, and probably hit home with a lot of people.
Yeah, we
You know, it says, I'm not okay, because no, I'm not okay, but we're going to be all right, because I'm not okay with the way TDCJ treats our guys. But
yep,
we're going to be all right. Just had to put that in there. It took me back to February the 1st. But I have a recording of Claire she has a shout out for her husband, Eric. Is it okay if I play that?
Absolutely.
Okay, let's see if we can get this to go, because before, when I would play my piano, it would never come through. So let's hope it goes, okay?
Okay.
So Eric, if you're listening, this is for you. This is from your beautiful wife, Claire. See if I can get it to go. I'm having technical difficulties, it looks like. May not get it to go. It won't hit.
Oh.
Nope, it's not going to go. I don't know what the deal is. Because it is Claire and Louie, so can't get it to play.
Well, Eric, I know that your beautiful wife loves you very much. I know that.
Yes, she does, and can't wait to see you. So, but anyway, I tried. I don't know what the deal is. If you just can't play a recording on the radio air, maybe?
No, you can. No.
I played that song a while ago.
Yeah, I don't know. It's recorded on my messenger on Facebook, so it just will not play. I don't know what the deal is. But anyway, everybody that's listening, keep your head up and know that God loves you all. I guess that's it for tonight.
Well, thank you, Niski, for trying, and hopefully...
Yeah.
Maybe in the future you can email it to me and I can play it. David@theprisonshow.net.
Prisonshow.net? Okay.
Yes,
I will
ma'am.
try to do that.
All right.
Because it's really a cute message from Claire and Louie to
All right.
Eric.
Well, you email it to me and I'll see if I can play it.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, Niski.
See you guys soon. Okay. Bye.
Bye. All right. Now we have Nadine. Hey, Nadine.
Hello. Hello, Dani. I don't know if he will be cut because here we have a terrible weather, exactly like so I cannot follow the program because it's cut. They cut every time. But anyway, so just a shout out for my wonderful husband Eugene Roxton in the Polonsky unit. Hello, my Uncle Lippy. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I was so happy to get all this message from you. Keep strong. Keep strong. I will see you on Thursday, and I'm just so happy, okay? Keep strong. We are going to win, okay? I send my love to all my friends there, and they know who they are, so a big hug to everybody. I love you, KPFT, and I send you my love, first of all, and a wonderful weekend for everybody. Bye-bye, my Eugene. I love you.
Thank you, Nadine.
Bye-bye, Dani. Bye.
Bye. All right. Now, I just got word that the WIN unit, for some reason, they have they have problems with their electricity. I think I mentioned it last week that I was on the phone with, I think, a captain about it, but they were out of electricity again today. It's, part of, I won't get into it. Anyway, if you are having the same issues, let us know, because it seems like the same prisons have the electrical problems where they go, or maybe certain pods, certain buildings, they go hours with no electricity. And during the summer, which, like I said, June starts tomorrow, it's going to get hot, and this no power thing is getting worse as we get into the summer. All right, now we have Carmela on line 1.
Good evening, Prison Show. Thank you for taking my call. I have 3 quick shout-outs. The first one is to Bradley Leland Aiken at the Baco unit. Hi, Bradley. I hope you're doing well, staying cool. We've had lots of rain here in Houston, so it's been cool, but I'm sure the onslaught of the mosquitoes is not pleasant, but I hope you're cool and comfortable. Please keep your head up and keep your eyes focused on what you need to do, and just stay safe and out of trouble. I know it's hard to do, but you can do it. Your dad, I guess, didn't work today. Something about the power. We've had lots of terrible weather here in Houston, a lot of high winds. I keep saying that Houston is challenging Chicago for the Windy City title, but this isn't fun. But I'm doing okay, and I hope you continue to do well. I'm going to ask your dad if I can write to you or maybe get on your visiting list. I know it's a tough sell, but I want to see you. And just know that you are loved. I haven't forgotten about you, and I care about you and love you. Just stay strong. Take care this week.
Are you there? Hello, Carmela.
It wasn't us this time.
No, it's not us.
Her phone's been giving her problems. She told me last week.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, maybe that's the issue. So we do have some open lines, 713-526-5738, option number 2. And y'all may remember that when Brittany was on, we talked about the Jester 3 unit. I did get your email, Kenneth, concerning that the issue at your unit with the 3 and 4 sections without exhaust fans. Anyway, I asked Tatiana and Brittany to help out. So both of them emailed, I emailed, and called, but we haven't received anything yet. So we're keeping our fingers crossed for you. And I think that we did get that. David, did you get the email? Oh, well, I just sent it to you.
Oh, thank you.
No problem. Now, for some good news, I have, so one of my contacts keeps me up to date with some good news. So I know we're going into June, but on March the 5th, the men on death row received the podcast app on their tablet. From educational to parenting, sports to mental health, there were over 600 podcasts available, which I think that's what we're trying to do. And thank you, Brittany, for organizing that. We appreciate it. Then on Wednesday, March the 27th, the longtime friend and partner, Carrie, now with the LA Times, interviewed 2 men from the Death Row Group Rec section for an article on changes to death row and the death penalty in Texas and California. So huge thanks to Carrie for being a voice for the men on Texas death row and the women. So they've had that going on, and David came in here and got a little schnappig. And in April, Monday the 1st, there was a new warden on 12 building.
What did you call it?
Schnappig. That's what we, in Louisiana, when something was there and did it. Anyway, I called it a schnappik.
It's a dongle.
It's a dongle? Okay. Schnappik, dongle.
That's almost like saying chingadera.
Yeah, okay.
Same thing. Schnappik, is that what you called it?
Schnappik.
Sorry to get you off topic, but
That's okay.
in Spanish it's called a chingadera. In English, literal term is a dongle.
It's a dongle. It's a dongle. So looking at my list of everything, I found on Friday the 19th of April, the Bikers for Christ ministry cruised through a pod with encouraging words, music, and a good old time. Special thanks to Big Sky and Mrs. Cheryl. I found that that just made me smile, along with some Kairos cookies on April the 13th, which is, that's just awesome any way you look at it. And, of course, the Field Ministers Troop and Gary, they passed those out. And it looks like Carmela's back on the line. Go ahead and throw her back on air. Hey, go ahead and finish up your shout-out.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm having phone issues. I keep telling everybody I'm technically challenged. But, okay, I said hi to Bradley. I love you, Bradley. Keep your chin up. My second shout-out is to Alexis Andrews at Bell County Jail. Hi, Alexis. I hope you're doing well. I'm proud of you for doing what you've done. Just keep up the good work, and hopefully I can hear from you soon. Just know you're loved and thought about daily. Luna says hi. Luna's getting a birthday present. Father David's making something for him, and it's going to be great. You take care, and just know you're loved. My third shout out is to Marcus Mullins at the Holiday Unit. Hello, Marcus. I hope this finds you well and safe. Keep your chin up and put one foot in front of the other and continue to do what you need to do. Just know you're loved and thought about daily. And we've had lots of rain here in Houston. It's supposed to be more rain tomorrow morning, so I get to sleep in, listen to my radio shows. Yay! No. Just take care and know you're loved, and hope to see you soon. Thank you, Prison Show, for taking my second call, and hopefully this next month I can get a better phone. And please be careful on the way home, traveling grace. And everybody pay attention to hurricane season starts tomorrow. And everybody on the inside and outside, just take care and know you're loved. Thank you.
Thank you. Have
Good
a
night.
great weekend.
You too. Good night.
And Big Cat, Eric Cathy, we have that message for you. Maybe? Maybe.
Not sure what happened. I can hear it playing, but not where it's supposed to be playing. So let me try one more time. Go. Oh, I found out why. Never mind. Give me a second. Let me plug it in. All right, let's try it one more time. One more time. One more time. I'm not going to tell you what I did because I'd be snitching myself out.
Hi Eric, this is Claire. This is a very short message because I'm about to settle down and go to bed. It is midnight here in the UK. So I hope you're okay, and I sent some more messages today on Securus. It was lovely to receive all of your messages. So I thought this may be of some comfort. that I have a little young man here right next to me who he says he's going to sing a song. So let's have a go.
He got a friend in me. He got a friend in me. Way harder. Miles and miles. He's got way fast. He got to fight me. He got to fight me.
No, not fast forward. So anyway, that was Toy Story, Louis' favourite song.
It's going really fast.
Is it going fast?
Yeah.
Well, so it is.
Wumpa, wumpa, go it is. I just want to say
Okay, right. He's quite hyper now, so I think it's time to settle down. We love you very much, and everything will be okay. Everything will work out. Okay. Anyway, I hope you sleep well, and I'll message you on Monday. Okay. Good night.
No.
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
That was so adorable. Thank you, Claire. And thank you, Niski. That I'm sure Eric has a big old smile on his face right now. All right. Now we have Joe.
Uh-oh. It's me.
It's you? Are you Finger?
The finger guy.
Are you the finger guy?
Yes. Just riding along, listening to you all. Had major mechanical problems today. I've been having a power steering pump about to go out for a while. I finally broke down, spent the money, and got it replaced, and worked fine for about 30 minutes, and then it blew out the seals. I think it's called the rack and pinion on the tire rods. All that pressurized power steering fluid is coming out the tire rod in now. And I don't know how much you know about that. That is a lot of money to get fixed.
Yeah. The old one must not have had too much pressure, and the new one had a lot more pressure, and there it went.
Yeah, the old one's been going out for about a year. I mean, it's been when you turn whining, you know, but it's kept on going, and I finally broke down and fixed it, and that made things worse.
Yeah, it had too much pressure.
But, glad you let Boss Coyle on the air. I don't know how many people know about what I do. I started out 15 years ago. I got out of prison and started some halfway houses for ex-cons. Later found out that, well, they don't give you tax-exempt status for that unless you're helping other people as well. We basically became substance abuse programs, homeless shelters, and multi-purpose facilities. Have had all kinds of people come through. And occasionally I've had people that are never been in trouble with the law, but they have trouble finding jobs. And I tell them the prison system's always hiring. And after being in prison so many years, it feels kind of weird sending people to be correctional officers, but 2 of them have moved on and become correctional officers and doing quite well. And Cole's one of them that actually realizes that not there to punish you, just make sure your needs are met and, you know, get you to the next stage of life when you get out on parole and try to pick up the pieces and start anew.
I wish they all knew that.
Yeah.
It takes coming from an environment like what I have here with the shelters and being around people that are getting out of prison for these non-convicts to see how really hard it is. And I'm not going to say he already put his name out there, so I'm not going to put it. The other guy went to work in Huntsville at one of the units, and he went through that indoctrination where they make the officers chant, I will defend the great state of Texas. I will not be corrupted. I will not be manipulated. They go through a lot of brainwashing before they actually enter the prisons. Some people succumb to that, and the other person I sent there has become more of a RoboCop.
for want of a better word. But anyway, just wanted to check in, let you know I was listening.
Well, we appreciate you, and we hope you have a great weekend.
All right, y'all too, and I'll get down there and visit y'all again sometime. Might even bring a pizza one of these days and surprise you.
Oh, well, welcome. Welcome.
Yeah, you're always welcome, Joe.
I don't know if you remember back in the old days with Ray Hill, every Friday we'd have about 20 of us gather around in the conference room. Someone would always bring burgers or Greek gyros or pizza or something.
Wow.
Yeah, we don't have a big conference room in this building, but you're welcome to come. They
I
got what they
understand.
call a green room. There's a table out there. They put food on it from time to time, but it's not like the conference room was. We miss the old building.
Well, some of them people in the Montrose area used to bring food just so they could get their name mentioned on the radio. It was like kind of like dry snitching, a dry commercial without being an actual commercial.
Right? Yeah, I get it.
The food for the prison show tonight was brought to you by so and so. You can order. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
Y'all have a blessed evening. Keep on keeping on.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.
So interesting, on Friday the 5th, April the 5th, and I was going through all the dates. This is some more good news. Region 1 Director Dickerson dropped by the group rec section over on Death Row, and he thanked them for setting a great example and encouraged them to keep it up. So it has gone smoothly, and it continues to go smoothly. So we thank everyone involved in that, and evidently, according to tonight's caller, they're looking to expand it, which is freaking awesome. And the Fight to Forgive team visited APOD, Fight to Forgive, thanks to the entire ministry and the churches who made it possible, and a special thanks to the Polunsky Unit Praise Team, headed by Carlos, for their time and talents during those special events. Subscribe to Fight to Forgive podcast. Now, we have Pat on line 1.
For Beto Garza. Hey, mijo, still here. I haven't called in a while, mijito. I'm doing okay, though. I think your mom called. Hope you know everything that's going on. Anthony's home. Amanda came for the weekend. AJ had his birthday today, and tomorrow we'll celebrate Sierra's graduation. I had to replace the roof in the house, mijo, but it's okay. I'm doing okay. I love you, mijito. I miss you. I hope you're doing okay. And that's really about it, mijito. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Pat. Have a great weekend.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now Nancy.
I want to tell all the incarcerated people who are listeners of KPFT that we're having an election this year. And in the bylaws, Pacifica bylaws, the local station board can give a person who is in financial hardship a membership without having to pay the $25 membership fee. Now, if you would like to vote in this year's election, send an email to local station board, which is lsb@kpft.org. lsb@kpft.org. And you say in this email that you want to become a member, and you explain that you cannot afford the $25. and you can be a voting member. Now, the LSP is going to meet on June 12th, Wednesday. So get your email in or your letter in before, so they have this before the 12th. And there's a public comment time at 8 o'clock to 8:30. Anybody can, it's going to be on a Zoom meeting, and it'll be posted on the station website or posted on kpftx.org. And you can have one of your relatives or your friends that's out on the outside to speak for you. But you don't have to do that. But get that written piece of letter or email to the LSB and ask them, I want to be a member, and I cannot afford the $25. I want to vote for the board. Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy. Have a great weekend. All right, now we have Darlene.
Hello. Well, thank you, President Show, for always keeping us connected to our loved ones. This shout out goes out to my sweetheart, Tokyo. I wanted to reach out tonight, even though that I'm at work. I'm taking the time to do this shout out for him. I want to tell you I love you, and I'm holding you down. I ain't going nowhere. I pray for us every day. I hope you had a good night. God bless Tokyo. Always keep the faith. I always keep you close to my heart, babe. 30 years going strong. I ain't going nowhere, like I said. I'm down for you. Just holding it down every day like we need to do, and keeping close to each other, and I can't wait to see you on the 8th. This shout outs to the Hughes unit, to all the homeboys too. Keep that faith and keep y'all's head up. Thank you so much, Prison Show, for this shout out.
Thank you for calling. All right, now to remind people, we won't be on next week live. We will play a show, but it will not be live. But between now and 2 weeks, just to remind everyone, according to the TDCJ Heat Directive AD 10.64, TDCJ must provide the following during extreme heat conditions, which is 90 degrees. The respite area, if the unit is over 90 degrees, incarcerated individuals can request respite 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Water must be provided at all times. Ice must also be provided and replenished on a regular as-needed basis. Fans for offenders in all custody levels to include restrictive housing and disciplinary status where electrical outlets are available. Showers, additional showers for offenders when possible, with lowered water temperatures for single temperature showers in offender housing areas. And I know a lot of you are not even getting one shower, much less additional showers. But keep that in mind for the next couple weeks. All those things they are required to do according to their policy. So, David.
Still a little bit early, isn't it? You put me on the spot? No.
I am. It's this spot right here.
This spot right here, right now, right?
Right here, right now.
It's been a really good show, huh?
It has, and I know a lot of people were asking about the second look information, and it's good. You know, it feels like yesterday they finished with last session, but
it goes fast, doesn't it?
It does, and it's just a few months away. I mean,
so last year, did the second lookers accomplish anything?
Well, they did. They made
progress?
They made a lot of progress, a lot. And I think had it not been for that one individual who just didn't take the time to read the bill or the proposed...
so losing the senator this year, though, sets them back a little bit, right?
Well, maybe, but if I think that word got around that it was... they just misread or did not read the verbiage correctly. I think that what he was saying is, you know, it sounds good, and they're doing their due diligence to make sure that people are informed exactly what's.
Well, there's a few bills that are out there that I wish would actually go on through and pass. I mean, it seems like, we're not in the 80s anymore.
No.
I mean, it's time to get with it. And what gets me, though, is that even whenever we get things passed or whenever TDC approves things or whatever, then they still don't do it.
No, they don't.
They drag their feet, or they make excuses, or they just flat out refuse to do it. And it's really sad, and I don't know, they're supposed to be professional. Like I said, I truly meant it. I wish everybody could be a Boss Coyle.
Absolutely,
did 15 years, but it took me 3 installments to get my 15 done. And I met a lot of good bosses. There were a lot of good bosses. But for every good boss you have, you probably got 3 or 4 bosses that are not with the program.
Right.
So, that's bad. That's sad. That's terrible. So, and I'm not here to put down people. I'm just here to try and help give a platform so that we can get the system changed. And it makes me sad because I've been there and done that. And now my brothers and sisters are still down there, and we got to do something to get them up out of there.
We do. Absolutely. So. Especially there was a whole article about the aging prison system that, they're not letting these men and women out who've been in there for years.
Well, our next president might be part of the aging prison systems.
Lock him up. Lock him up.
I couldn't resist.
You had to.
He's going to be one of us. What can I say? Yeah. Like Linda said, maybe he'll come on our show.
Y'all can't see me, but I'm sitting here with my mouth open.
She's catching flies over there. Maybe we took it a little step too far. Look, like Dani keeps saying, I'm going on vacation next week, so we're going to try and pick a really good show and play it for you guys. You'll have to listen to all the old shout-outs and whatnot, but it's still the prison show. And if I find it, you'll enjoy the show. I promise you will. In the meantime, I'm going to go and I'm going to try and get some special guests on the show. So I got some meet and greets going on with some country western. Jelly Roll. If you listen, Jelly Roll, I'm sending out the invitation. Jelly Roll and Cody Johnson especially. We want to see you guys come on. But coming up next is going to be DJ Rico and the Housetonians, and they're going to play some house music for you. Get a little bit of funky, get down. And I am on the bike tonight, so I can jam to it. I was jamming last week, believe it or not. It's different. I mean, I'm old redneck, so it's kind of neat to be able to play that.
You said it.
So I am. So I got to get out of the box. But in the meantime, we're going to go out with Charlie and the Regrets. So you guys have a good weekend.
Have a great weekend.